Auburn University students who witnessed something rather unique on campus, a Christian revival.
A worship service spiraled into an impromptu baptism event.
But I have never seen something like I did on Tuesday night.
A large portion of this movement back into paganism is going to be marked by feminine leadership,
where roughly 200 people gave their life to Christ.
Everyone was so just excited and joyful.
And to think this all started because of a worship event.
It's also going to be marked by feminine worship. And you can see it now. These people in this movement are actually worshiping a female god.
I said, Lord, I promise you, if you send her the Holy Spirit back, I will not get in the way.
5,000 people attended Unite Auburn, and Pruitt is already getting calls from other universities to bring similar programs to their campuses.
He's not seducing, she is seducing. She reaches out and says, come to me, lest we be scattered. Global unification.
So there was an event that happened this week at the University of Auburn where they were having a worship service which resulted in a baptism service which resulted like 100+ people getting baptized. And I started looking into it a little bit. A lot of people sent it to me, and I found out it's basically your Third Adam 2 stuff. We're going to talk about that in today's video. Don't go away. Now, guys, I want to tell you that in these last days, you're going to start seeing a lot of these revivals pop up. More and more things of this nature are going to happen, and people are going to get excited about it. The news is going to get involved, and the news has gotten involved in this. And but I want you to understand that these are great opportunities, really great opportunities for you to exercise some discernment in these matters, because we understand that American evangelicalism, I use that term loosely, has become such a broad spectrum of people that not everybody who claims that name or that title is truly a Christian. I mean, there really are false teachers out there. And I really hate to even say that, because I just wish I could put my love goggles on with everybody else and just say, hey, you know, everybody's good. That's great. Oh, people get saved over there. That's great. People get saved over there. That's great. Oh, man, wonderful. But you have to be discerning. You have to be careful. We wrote a book on this, Calling Evil Good, the Live Christian Rock and Roll, available on Amazon. You can check out your copy today. Link in the description below. Go ahead and get one of these. It'll be a blessing. So, I'm going to read you this article, and I want you to see this. Okay, let's put this up on the screen here. The Auburn Plainsman says over 100 baptized after event on September 12th, and so it says thousands of Auburn students gathered in Neville Arena tonight, Tuesday night, for an event called Unite. And if you've seen Third Adam 3, that word right there ought to at least maybe slightly give you a red flag. Not a deal breaker, but a red flag nonetheless. The event was dedicated to worship and giving messages to Auburn students seeking to grow their faith in God or who are curious about Christianity. The event's goal was to unite the Christian community of Auburn under one roof to worship God. So the question I have about that is, like, does that mean that we're going to unite with the Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses? Does that mean we're going to unite with the Catholics and the Baptists and the Southern Baptists together? That's normally what that means when they say that type of stuff. And they're all going to unite around music. Now, Third Adam 2 was on our YouTube channel, and I think this is really, all of our Third Adams have been important, but this one especially has been important when discerning the deal with like music and things like that. And we've talked about that here. We want you guys to go check that out if you have not seen that. But everybody's going to get together and unite ecumenically around this music. The music is going to be the linchpin that holds everybody together and makes everybody want to be on the same page. So if you get a moment, check that out. But let me read this the rest of this article to you. Worship in Neville Arena wasn't the only thing that happened Tuesday night. Towards the end of the service, Jenny Allen, one of the main speakers for the event, ran on stage announcing that students had come forward asking to be baptized. Now, one of the questions that need to be asked is, who is this Jenny Allen woman? And I found her website here. This is who she is. And, of course, she runs these women Bible studies, something called the If Gatherings. And you can look at her website. I've gone through her stuff, and I don't find a doctrinal statement. And can I tell you something, guys? If you get on these websites and check these people out, and they do not have a very thorough strong doctrinal statement on their website, you need to run for your life, because they're probably most likely charismatic. Doctrine matters is something we say on here all the time. And so if they don't tell you what they believe, then they're hiding something, or at least they don't believe anything, which makes them mystics. And that's very problematic. But here's the best thing that I could come up with in the brief search that I did. This is her If Gathering website. And of course, she's got the Nicene Creed. We believe in one God, the Father, the Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, of all that is, seen and unseen. Okay, now that may sound poetic, but that's really not really a strong doctrinal statement. And so they put the Nicene Creed up there. They say we believe that God has authority, and we believe that His words are verbally inspired by God, fully trustworthy. We believe that in the universal church, which that's more of a Catholic slant to that, and that's something very important for you to understand as well. And then also it says authenticity. We believe in honest conversations with one another lead to greater faith. Lead to greater faith. We want to create safe environments where women can bring their wrestling, their doubt, and their confessions. That's not a doctrinal position. That is a ministry philosophy. That's not a doctrinal statement. And so participatory, we dream of women in every city using their gifts to make God's name great in their communities. This will take all of us forsaking comfort for the good of the people around us. Yeah, that means like be a keeper at home. Raise your kids. Wow. I mean, it seems like she's raising up women preachers is what she's trying to do. Humility. They have a thing about humility in their doctrinal statement, whatever. We believe we stand on the shoulders of faithful women who have gone before us and have given us God. We seek to honor each other regardless of age or denomination. Non-denominational right there in the doctrinal statement. That is very problematic. And so that, to me, is an indicator that something is not right about this whole meeting here in Auburn. And Jenny Allen said everybody wanted to be baptized. Jeremy Napier, the chaplain for Auburn's basketball team, described the scene. It's just part of planning this event. And man, the Lord just took it from there. And we ended up at the Red Barn. It was not planned at all. I think this was a spontaneous decision at the very end where we just said, let's go for it. So they baptized students. Now, here are some videos on Twitter that we found of people being baptized. And this is making the news, of course. And they're out there at that little pond. It's kind of hard to find a big water supply at that time of night. But they went out there, were baptizing students. Looked like somebody provided some headlights for everybody. What a blessing you are. But guys, here's something that I found out, and I went and looked this up. When you see this type of stuff happening, you see these events happening, what you want to ask yourself is, okay, number one, who's preaching? Because that makes a big deal. If you hear of a revival happening and Benny Hinn and Joel Osteen and Kenneth Copeland are preaching, you automatically know that this is a false gospel being presented to these people. So we have like a mid to low level in the spectrum of things, Jenny Allen, who is a woman preacher, but then you also have another guy, a guy named Jonathan Pokluda, Alan and Jonathan Pokluda. Now, here is Jonathan Pokluda's website, and I kind of went through this. He's another guy. Doesn't really have a whole lot of a doctrinal statement on his website. He just kind of has hi, here I am, look at me, and that's really about it. I mean, he's got a church in Texas, Harris Creek Church, and they have a doctrinal statement that says we believe the Bible, we believe there's a God, and they believe, of course, the human condition, and they give what seems to be a generic gospel presentation, which I'm okay with that. They believe, of course, in salvation, and which just seems like just typical non-denominational stuff. But for me, here's the big kicker about this meeting, is that they actually had a group of people singing called the Passion Music People. And it says right here, Jonathan Pokluda was singing passion music, led the worship at the beginning and end of the night. So who is the Passion crowd? Well, I'm glad you asked. And those of you who have seen Third Adam 2 will know who these people are. These people run almost all the music at the Passion Conference. They go and they get up there with their ohm and they sing in front of everybody. They have Carrie Job. They'll have what's his name? Looks like he needs a shower. You know, that Crowder guy. And so these guys sing at the Passion Conference, which is what we talked about in 3rd Adam 2. We have presented this to everybody. And it's very problematic, guys. So I want you guys to know that this is who you're dealing with. These are the people that were at the very beginning of 3rd Adam 2, and we warned you about them. We warned you to stay away from them because basically what they're doing is they're leading you into Semiramis and goddess worship. They're leading you into Catholicism. They're leading you into away from Bible truth. Really what they're doing is they're leading you to the foot of the whore of Babylon, Revelation chapter number 17 and 18. These people are charismatics, and they're doing all that. Now, are there videos of what actually happened at this meeting? I mean, yeah, there's some stuff that's on YouTube, and I can't really show a whole lot of it because of copyright reasons. But, I mean, I can skim through some of this for you. But that's basically what happened, and you have to be very careful endorsing this stuff. Of course, just because of the people that were there that were preaching, you got someone who looks very much like a woman preachers, typical non-denom guys, and then you have passion worship. There's no way in the world I can endorse this and say that I believe that this was a good thing. Could people have gotten saved? Well, I think if anybody hears the gospel, they can get saved. But in the long run, I think stuff like this is detrimental and harmful to people. Now, I want to encourage you, go watch 3rd Adam 2, The Great Seduction, but also let me encourage you guys in this as well. You may think that I'm being some negative Nelly here or whatever, but I'm not. I promise you, I want you to watch this, we have it right here on our front page, this whole list of modernism, fundamentalism, and neo-evangelicalism. We're probably going to do another video on that very soon, explaining to you why these issues matter. And what you're seeing is evangelicalism and modernism kind of merging together. Quite frankly, I don't know how anybody could ever have John Piper come in and preach, because John Piper will go preach with these charismatics like Lecrae and Beth Moore, and then he'll go, and next thing you know, he's preaching for evangelical guys. You know, like I just don't know how people can get away with that. And I would love to hear John Piper call out Bethel, but you know he's not going to do it because he's a continuationist of sorts. And so that being said, guys, just go watch 3rd Adam 2. I know that will help you. And then also we've got our book, Calling Evil Good, The Live Christian Rock and Roll. Go check that out. And I think you'll learn a lot more about what we're saying here in this video. If you buy this book and read this book, I know it'll be a help and a blessing to you. So God bless you, friend. We'll talk to you guys soon, and you guys have a great day. See you later.